Welcome on back, everybody, to episode 101 Dalmatians. Nope, just kidding. Episode 101 of Stream with a Mouse. Today, we are going to be talking about our favorite things from Black Widow. Black Widow was released in movies. It was also released on Disney Plus Premiere Access. It's now free for everybody to watch. So Cliff and I are going to be breaking it down, not scene by scene, but just some of our favorite moments. We're really excited to have this conversation. So sit back, relax. This is Stream with the Mouse. Welcome back, everybody, to episode 101 of Stream with the Mouse. My name's Cam, and joining me, as always, is my co-host, my co-pilot, Cliff. Cliff, say hello to the nice people.
Hello, everyone. What? I thought you lied to me. I thought this was top 5 things that could be liked, disliked, questioned.
Well, that's what we're going to do. We're
Okay.
not a full breakdown. We're going to just talk about our favorite parts of Black Widow and some things that weren't our maybe favorite part.
Because in the words of Frank Costanza, I got a lot of problems with you.
I got a lot of problems with you people, and it's time you're going to hear about it. Cliff, how are you, my friend?
I am good, ready to talk about Black Widow long after. I forget. Like we said, episode 101. There's a lot of episodes underway. Did you do a solo Cruella movie review?
No. I tried. The audio file didn't save. So
Oh,
I
okay.
just gave up and did try it again. I had one. It was like a nice 26 minutes. Nope, gone.
I watched it last weekend. I went in expecting not to like it. Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
'Cause I liked it a lot.
I truly, honestly, there's like, what can you do with a sequel? There's a lot of things you can do with a sequel. Honestly, I would not even be opposed to the sequel being the Cruella version of 101 Dalmatians.
Yeah.
As an Emma Stone version.
Her side of the story, I wouldn't hate that.
Because honestly, I was very shocked. This isn't a Cruella episode, but I was so shocked. Because I'm very big on do not normalize villains. Don't give a villain that literally is known for skinning dogs. Oh, I feel bad for you. You had such a hard life. I didn't feel bad for her. They just made someone worse. It was a villain fighting a worse villain. I thought they did a very good job with it. I was very shocked. I
loved everything. I loved the costumes. The music was on fire the whole time. It was really good.
I put it up there with like Maleficent, where I was expecting to despise this movie, and I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Pretty good.
Still haven't seen Dune.
I have the book. I'm gonna probably read the book first. I probably won't read it for 5 years, and then I'll watch it and be like,
yeah,
that was fun.
Yeah. Oh well.
All right. Do you have any news today?
All right, we got
something that's new from since last time we talked, because I remember thinking about it in my head. The first 2 episodes of Hawkeye are coming out on the 25th before Thanksgiving. Or the 24th, whatever the Wednesday before Thanksgiving.
I thought we talked about that.
We talked about it coming out, but I'm pretty sure since we talked, it's official that the first 2 episodes are coming out that day. We might have talked about that, actually. So, excuse me if we have, but if it's news to you, great.
Yeah. News, though, there is some news. There is a report 3 weeks ago. We didn't really talk about this. There is supposedly a WandaVision spin-off starring Kathryn Hahn in the works with Disney+. That was from Variety. We did talk about Home Alone, I think. People need to stop freaking out because the other Home Alones after Home Alone 2 sucked also. We keep getting Hawkeye trailers. Looks great.
It looks very good.
I'm so excited. I am a Christmas person. I am ready. I have the Michael Bublé Christmas album on retainer for Monday, for November 1st. I will be listening to it on the train. Other than that, there is one more thing. They did cast the lead person for the National Treasure series. It is going to be Lizette Alexis. I do not know who this is. Maybe we should know who this is. But I don't know if they confirmed Nick Cage is coming back, but I like the concept of just having here's more people stealing random things. But pretty cool. There really wasn't a lot. Obviously, we have Disney Plus Day coming out. We'll have an episode for you next week. We won't know anything from her because I know nothing from this. So it looks like Disney cast the new actress. And then I already have my Eternals tickets.
There we go, and I do as well. So we'll be watching that. You're watching it Thursday or Friday? I'm seeing it
Friday. I'm seeing it Friday.
Thursday because I'm traveling again to Disney next week. No big deal, everybody.
NBD. NBD.
Before I leave. So, huh?
NBD. No big deal.
Yes, no big deal. All right, Cliff, should we jump into it?
I
Our
think
Black
it is
Widow discussion.
time. Let's get the complaining underway. I'm just kidding.
So the way we're gonna do this is we're gonna do our top 5 each favorite things about the movie. It can be multiple things. It can be a scene. It can be a moment. It can be a character, an actor, music, whatever it is. Top 5 things, whatever it is, free range. And then after, it's not a perfect movie. I have a couple complaints with it. I will. It's not complaints. Some things I wish they did better. And Cliff, I think you might have some as well, if I remember correctly.
You'll just have to wait and see.
We'll have to wait and see. Okay, so Cliff, so if you want to go this off, there's no specific order in this. Just one of your top 5 things about this movie, Black Widow.
Okay.
Now streaming on Disney Plus.
Now streaming on Disney Plus. Yes. Let's start with something nice. Let's start off on the right foot.
Absolutely.
There are plenty of things I can talk about on the right foot. Absolutely incredible, haunting opening scene. The opening credit scene with the song, with the music, and them doing like the training through it was just incredible. I didn't realize it really until after. I'm like, wow, that was really well done. It was, honestly, to me, it was one of the best opening scenes in a Marvel movie. So to me, I was just watching this. I'm like, oh my god, this is a really cool way to jump into it, and especially seeing how the Red Room operated to me was really, really interesting as well.
All right. Well, we're already stealing each other's things. One of my main things that I loved was the opening of the movie. It wasn't just that song, which that was my number one, but I want to talk about it a little bit more. I love the entire opening of the movie. I liked seeing like their backstory, where all of a sudden they were doing that plane escape thing.
Oh, I was not a fan of that. I was not a fan of the. I was not a fan of young Natasha.
I personally dug all of that, but specifically the opening credits, I guess you'd kind of call them for this, were the best opening in a Marvel movie. I also agree, in my opinion. Now, when I say that, because I've said that to somebody and they're like, yeah, but it involves like child trafficking. That's terrible. I just mean cinematically, it was so well done, because you have Smells Like Teen Spirit is one of my favorite Nirvana songs. I know it's very cliche to say because it's probably the best one. But anyway, it's one of my favorite Nirvana songs, if not one of my favorite songs ever. Having that creepy cover with the female singing it sounded very, very evil kind of thing, while you're also flashing these like scenes of these children getting kidnapped and put in pictures and see them train in the Red Room. Everything about it is cinematically A plus. It was very well done. Very effed up, because terrible thing to do. But I thought it was a great opening. I listen to that Smells Like Teen Spirit cover at least probably 2-3 times a week minimum, because I love it so much. I think it's perfect.
It became a TikTok song, so that I heard it freaking everywhere. But
yeah,
it was
it's
very
so well
good,
done.
extremely well done. Yes.
Cliff, you're number 2.
Well, we're not going in any real order. All right, let's go with a gripe. Let's go with.
Oh, you're gonna go with a gripe? Okay.
Let's go with my biggest gripe of the entire movie.
Let's hear it.
I get how it works in the comics. I get comics don't need legit continuity to be good. Like, and I'm not a comic reader, so I won't fault this in any sense.
I am, so I'll probably have the same complaint as you. Let's see.
The fact that there was another hidden organization that the Avengers didn't know about that was secretly controlling the world is getting very, very old.
It's only happened twice now.
It's
only happened twice.
It's just like, oh, this happens again. We weren't actually disappeared. We just rebranded ourselves and snuck into every global world power. It's just, to me, I'm just like, how did this sneak past? Like, especially, like, Hydra is worse than the Red Room. I'm guessing Hydra's not truly gone either. But, like, the fact that, like, you could have had the Red Room affiliated with Hydra. You could have had something with it. To me, the fact that it was another global controlling hidden organization that no one knew about, even though Natasha was literally a member of it, to me is just extremely lazy. I don't even know how to say it. They could have approached this so much better.
Here's my thing with it. They thought they destroyed it, because Natasha thought she killed the guy Drakov, whatever his name, Drakov, I forget his name, but I probably should have written it down, but I forgot to pronounce it.
It's Dreykov.
Drakov. So like they thought they killed it. I that wasn't a quote for me. It's a superhero movie. It is what it is. Like I expect that.
I just want a little more
as being a comic book
originality.
reader.
I just want
That's
a
fine.
little
No,
more
I
originality.
get that's a great. For me, I'm a comic book guy. This stuff happens all the time. It is what it is at this point. So that wasn't a gripe for me, but I definitely get why it's a gripe with you. What I thought you were going to say
Ooh.
was my buddy Taskmaster
Oh,
was done dirty.
I know
And
what we're
this is
going
gonna be a
into. I
positive-
know what we're going into then for my
This is going to
third.
be a positive and a negative. I thought that the way that Taskmaster's powers work, I thought was awesome. I say this all the time. I like, as stupid as this sounds, because again, we're talking about superheroes. I like how realistic Marvel makes things seem. I like that it wasn't just a superhuman being who has this awesome memory. I like that it incorporated technology where they were able to like force feed footage into this person to like make them memorize the move. I thought that was a cool thing instead of like the superhuman memory. I thought that was awesome. I hated. No, hate's a strong word. And I there are things I hate. I don't hate this. I just think that they did a disservice to Taskmaster. Taskmaster is one of my favorite comic villains in Marvel, at least. They are like they're badass. The fact that they can copy the moves is really cool. But what I also like about Taskmaster is they can be kind of quippy sometimes in comics, kind of like a Spider-Man or Deadpool. Not to the same extreme, but they can be. And you don't get that with this Taskmaster, which again, that's a stylistic choice. That's fine. I was fine with it. It just wasn't. I was hoping for that. And now what I think is now you set it up where maybe you could bring back Taskmaster, but probably not. Like I don't see how you bring Taskmaster back into the story, especially because now it seems like Taskmaster, if they were to ever come back, would be good because Black Widow let her go away. I didn't care that it was a woman. I know people had that gripe. Those people are idiots. I don't care that it was a woman as Taskmaster. I thought it was cool that it was Dracov's daughter. I wish we had the quippiness of Taskmaster, and I wish that it could set up that Taskmaster could return in the future. I think that's a big Marvel issue, is awesome supervillains that probably can't return, if that makes sense. Like Ultron, which maybe you can bring Ultron back a certain way, but like Killmonger is especially one, unless you bring an alternate universe Killmonger. So that was one thing. I just don't feel like you can bring Taskmaster back. I don't know what purpose she would serve, but I was so excited to have Taskmaster, and I just was a little let down with it. Sorry that was long.
So my third, I guess, has to be Taskmaster. I'm gonna.
Gripe
Oh,
or
my favorite? Everyone's favorite term. I'm gonna play devil's advocate to yours.
Okay.
I didn't not like it.
I didn't either.
So,
I didn't hate it. I shouldn't have used the word hate.
I am someone that picks, like, when I watch a movie, I really look for a hidden detail, even if it's not there. And this one kind of seemed to have one. So I liked the twist that the daughter was not dead. I will start with that.
Can I add to that?
Yes.
In my opinion, that was the most obvious thing Marvel has ever done.
Yes, I didn't expect her to be Taskmaster.
I was, as soon as I saw that memory thing going in, I was like, oh, that's the dead daughter. Got it. Okay.
Oh, okay.
I knew. I caught as soon as the explosion and said it killed it. I was like, oh no, that's Taskmaster. That's done. That was the most. Usually, I'm an idiot and I don't fall. I don't catch those things. That was like okay. Yep, I got it. Cool.
They never.
Sorry to interrupt.
They never called her Taskmaster. They said upload the Taskmaster protocol, which means.
Oh, I don't think I caught on to that.
Which in my head means that the Taskmaster protocol is based around someone else. If they wanted to, she can stay. The whole thing with the Taskmaster protocol is she was brainwashed. Antonia now cannot do exactly what she was doing because she has now been brain fixed. If they wanted to, they could easily make Elena's villain the real Taskmaster that is now trying to get back at the people that destroyed the Red Room.
That'd
and
be kind of cool.
implement the actual. And you could even do a thing where maybe they were lovers. You could absolutely, you have free reign to a new taskmaster that is correct, just without being a shield agent, which
Okay.
to me could be really cool. That could be one of those like lovers to enemies things. There's so many openings, especially with now we know Florence Pugh is returning as Elena as villain, air quotes,
Maybe,
in
yeah.
Hawkeye, whatever she's going to be. I think it's going to start as a villain and become more of an ally. Um, we'll wait and see. But I think for the movie, the Taskmaster that was shown was subpar, but I don't think it's the real Taskmaster. The same way it wasn't the real leader of the Ten Rings. We always get faked out.
Sure.
And
Yeah, so maybe I
I
guess
think
there is a
this
chance we
could
could
be
get
another fake out.
Taskmaster then.
This could be another fake out.
So there's a chance we could get Taskmaster. It just won't be this one. And I don't think she's the real Taskmaster in this, but we could get a different one that mostly aligns with the comics. That could be cool. Okay, that's fine.
Because it's called the
Um,
Taskmaster Protocol.
yeah, so you could easily have somebody purposefully do it instead of being brainwashed to do it.
Exactly.
Okay. Now, one thing. This is a quick little thing I did like. I liked every fight with Taskmaster. I love that mirror image kind of thing. I thought it was cool that Taskmaster can use all their powers or their fighting styles. That's directly from the comics. I've always been a fan of that. It was cool to see that in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm gonna also add to that. This goes with that. I thought all the fight scenes were fantastic. I love that one. My favorite one though, I love the entire prison break scene. I thought it was great. I thought it was hilarious. I thought it was action packed, great cinematography. So I guess for this one, we're gonna package the fights of Taskmaster with all the fights in general, especially any fight that Taskmaster had with one of our characters and the prison break scene specifically as well. I thought was awesome.
Everything fight scene got completely and 120% overshadowed by how incredible Shang-Chi's fight scenes were. Like, a chef's kiss fight scene to me was Shang-Chi, like the whole Shang-Chi movie. So yeah, I see what you mean though.
It was still good.
The fight scenes were good. There were some things that could have been a little bit better, like when Elena threw the thing, the tongs, whatever the hell they are, into the jet and like it exploded. It just looked
Yeah.
so fake. It looked so like
Yeah.
90s action. It looked like something Tom Cruise would do. And then not in a compliment type of way. But no, they were good fight scenes. They were good fight scenes.
All right, I have 3 of my positives done. What else do you have?
Oh, I just had a top 5.
Okay. Oh, okay, gotcha.
Let's go with a positive. This movie might have been called Black Widow, but the star was Elena Belova, where Florence Pugh absolutely. I have a little heart next to Elena's name. She stole the show.
Absolutely.
And was a perfect combination, funny with action, and just exactly what a Marvel character should be, while also somewhat breaking the mold, which I think is really nice. And I truly, in my heart, believe half of the stuff they edited in for her was just her commenting when it wasn't in the script. I truly believe most of that was absolutely improvised.
That's a good one. I'm going to piggyback because that was my number one favorite thing. And this is a combo one. It's Yelena, the character, and Florence Pugh, the actress. Unbelievable. She absolutely stole the show. I cannot wait for her to be the future MCU's version of Black Widow, especially as Yelena, like in the comics. She's just so funny and such a badass. I mean, the 3 biggest things that really stuck to me is the poser running gag. I love that running gag. I thought it was awesome. The pockets conversation in the car with the vest I thought was great. And then obviously you get that's the same vest that Black Widow wears in oh my god, almost said Endgame, in Infinity War. So I thought that was cool. And I love the running gag of like, oh, that'd be a cool way to die, or that's not a cool way to die. I thought that was pretty funny too. But she was great. She was a badass, awesome fight scenes. I really dug Florence Pugh and I dug Yelena, and I'm excited to see her not career blossom because Florence has a great career, but I'm excited to see her MCU career continue.
I'm excited just to see her general career take off. People are taking her like she's this indie unknown actress, and I'm like, someone with an Oscar nomination is not indie anymore. But I will say she was the one of the leading female characters in Outlaw King on the Netflix movie, and she was absolutely incredible in that. I have not seen it; it's on my watch list. But Midsummer is supposedly incredible.
Is that the musical one?
No, Midsummer is about she joins a cult. That's all
Oh,
I'll
never
say.
mind.
That is all I will say. And then obviously she got a lot of growth. Marvel puts you in a lot more mainstream, like non-movie watching people, because I feel like there's Marvel movie watchers and then general movie watchers. Because some people will go to the movies just for Marvel, and that's completely fine. Some people just go for Star Wars, but there are people that will go and watch like potential Oscar-winning like Best Pictures. And she was also in a modern adaptation of King Lear, with Anthony Hopkins. It just she has a very Shakespearean acting background, so it's going to be interesting to see where she goes. And her joining Marvel is a very interesting choice where she's going, but I think it'll be good personally.
Yeah, I mean that's the cool thing, the Shakespearean aspect of her, and also she's just being like a badass in a Marvel movie. Like I think that's pretty cool. So shows her range for sure.
Oh,
Um,
absolutely. So I have one last one.
oh, wait, I have one last one, and I have two complaints.
Cool. Let's. Do you want to end on the complaints or do you want to end on the good things?
Let's add on the good things. What do you have? Do you have a complaint or a
Oh,
good
I'm
thing?
guessing my last good thing is your last good thing. Got to
Let's see.
talk
Okay.
about the end credit scene.
Oh, that was not what mine was, but we'll talk
Yes.
about that. So let me do my two gripes. I guess.
Okay.
How the hell did Black Widow escape? What the heck was that? That made like the fact that we didn't see that. It just ends with all of a sudden everybody circling her, and then all of a sudden she's getting on a jet to like go in Infinity War with her cut blonde hair. What happened there? How like I just want a reasonable explanation of what happened. Did she escape? Did she fight everybody? Did she like get a pardon somehow from General Ross? Like what happened there? Just that could have been told.
Oh,
Somewhere.
I took that as she. I took that as she got a pardon, personally.
But she's on the run at the same time in Infinity War, so that's why I was confused. She was definitely trying to escape. I just want to know, like, just tell me what it was. I don't even need it in the movie. Just tell me after, like, oh, this is what happened. My last gripe would be the fact that this did not happen while Black Widow was alive in the MCU, because this would have been, and I get why I'm saying this. This obviously takes place after Civil War and after Infinity War. The fact that they just didn't make this in between those movies is a damn shame, because I thought this was a great movie. I really, really enjoyed it. Obviously, I love Black Widow like as a character. Like, how can you not like ScarJo? She's incredible. She did awesome. She's done so much for the MCU since Iron Man 2 and all the way up to this movie. It would have made her sacrifice, which was already so heartbreaking in Endgame, would have made it so much more heartbreaking had we gotten this movie. And I just wish it was actually done and not like an afterthought, like, oh, let's start representing women in our MCU lead roles now. I wish it was done beforehand, but what can you do? It was a great movie. I really enjoyed it. So that's my only other gripe. So Cliff, your last positive.
I'll just add off that gripe. I see what you mean. I think it would have been just as good if it released when it was expected to release. I think if the pandemic didn't keep pushing it back, it kind of being like a what did happen right after the wound healed. The wound healed, yeah. And the scar was gone. That was a bad joke. That was not. That was an accidental play on words. I'm sorry. But it was gone. The feeling was gone.
Right.
She was. We knew she was gone. Oh, good. Oh, cool. We're getting a little backstory. That's it. So, yeah, I think it would have been better because I truly think the reason, and we'll talk about rankings at the end. I think I rank this movie so poorly because I truly believe in my heart that the original version of this movie was very good. I think what definitely happened is with everything shut down in a pandemic, people kept putting their, and I'll use air quotes, creative eye and continuously edited this movie to make it no longer good, because I think it ended up being, oh, we have all this extra time, let's keep tweaking it to make it the best it can be. But then it was like, if everyone wants to be happy, no one's going to be happy, and that's what I truly think happened. I think that this movie fell victim to too many people looking at it before it was released because of the pandemic.
Maybe I don't know that, but so like I don't know.
This is just,
I like
it's completely just like this weird like thought process, because that absolutely what happened. Because what happens if you finish your project extremely early? You're going to keep looking back at it before it's due, being like, what if I just tweak this? What if I just move this here? And I'm like, that's totally something that would happen, especially seeing more and more of this information of what's been happening in the MCU over the past 10 years, how Feige wanted to kill every single Avenger in Endgame.
That was crazy.
To me, I'm looking at this and I'm like, oh, they finally had the time to let everyone be happy. And that's what this is what happens when they don't have a set deadline. It keeps getting touched up and touched up, while you're finally in the end just putting lipstick on a pig. So my final one.
What's your last positive?
End credit scene. This was great, but it needs to stop. This was the last good one. This was the last good one. I do not need to see at the end of every single Marvel movie Julia Louis-Dreyfus coming and recruiting some morally ambiguous gray character.
Disagree.
I love. Let me speak my piece for this. I love Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Same.
Elaine is incredible. Valentina, I am hoping, is going to be a better character than just. She's been good so far, but I need to see more than just her handing a card to someone, being like, "It's time for you to do something." I want to see her do action stuff as well, instead of just being at the moment this glorified secretary, because I know she can be. So to me, I am very happy. I was very much expecting her to be at the end of Shang-Chi recruiting the sister, and that to me would have set me over the edge. I'm like, please stop making this woman recruit every single person, and let her actually do something other than just be like, hey, you, and just be kind of sarcastic and be like, it's your time to do this. That's what I mean. I need more substance to this character without it being, hey, you want to be recruited to this morally ambiguous team?
Here's my only thing with that. That's essentially what Nick Fury was his first couple movies, but we all knew what Nick Fury was going to be. It happened twice. It happened with John Walker, and now it happens with Yelena. It's going to be fine. I'm excited. We're going to get to see Julie be off. It's going to be great. It's going to be fine. I'm very excited to see Valentina.
Oh, I'm saying it's good. I'm just saying no more. I do not need to see any more recruitment. That is all I'm saying.
I think I meant no more end credit scenes. I was like, Cliff, shut up.
Oh, God, no. I need my end credit scenes. I am saying no more her recruiting someone. That's what I'm saying. No more of her being like, hey, you, I'm putting a gang together. No. And also, Nick Fury did it the first time, but that was before we had everything invested.
Okay.
He was leading us along. And then finally, when it was his time to shine for the first recruitment in Captain Marvel, it was a great introduction for an origin. So that to me is what I mean.
Fair. Okay. But yeah, it was a good ending credit scene. I'm excited to see. Obviously, we hopefully should get Lena soon, so that'll be very exciting if we do. I'm sure we will get her in Hawkeye. All right, my last one. So. It's another actor. David Harbour was awesome as well. He was just great. I love that he played like the proud drunk fake dad in this movie. I thought it was just very funny. Because I'm used to his daddish qualities from Stranger Things, as Hopper, and to see him in this be like a proud dad of his two little girls who are no way related at all. They were forced together because of the Red Room and being spies or whatever. I thought he was just funny. He stole his show. I loved when he told that story to Yelena, like, yeah, I got like stung or whatever, and my dad pissed on my hands, and Yelena's like, what does that have to do with any of this? And he's just like, like dads. And I couldn't stop uncontrollably laughing with the way he delivered that line, which is very funny. I love the whole my girls aspect, and how much he wanted to be kind of like either approved by Captain America or like be better than him, like all his fake BS stories. Like he was basically like the guy is like, yeah, I could have gone pro in the NFL, but like junior year JV, I busted my kneecap on a play and you couldn't never do it, kind of thing. That's what he reminded me of. I thought he was very funny.
But what if he got beat up by someone he thought was. I truly think I truly believe he thinks he fought Captain America.
Oh, in the drunk fight, absolutely, and that makes it even funnier.
So that just is to me. I think
But
he truly believes it.
that's my list. That's your list, I believe. Before we wrap up, Cliff, where does this rank for you in the Marvel Cinematic Universe movies?
You can go first.
Okay, I will go first. For me, so originally I watched this movie, I had it at 11. Then I did the thing I probably should have done and let it simmer for about a week. And then I thought about it and I put it at 19. So it's currently 19 on my list. A quick rundown of things I thought it was better than. I thought it was better than Ant-Man, Age of Ultron, Guardians 2, Falcon and Winter Soldier, Captain Marvel, Ant-Man and the Wasp, Iron Man 3, Thor, Iron Man 2, Incredible Hulk, and Thor the Dark World. I thought it was better than all those. I've said this over and over again. As long as you are not... Basically, as long as you're better than Thor, which is my 28th movie, which means Iron Man 2, Incredible Hulk, and Thor the Dark World, as long as you're above that, I loved you as a movie. And it's not that I hate Iron Man 2, Incredible Hulk, and Thor the Dark World. I just don't like them as much. I still love all the Marvel movies. That's my threshold. As long as you can beat Thor, I love you to death. So 19, while it seems low, is not a bad number in my spot for this because of how much I love these movies. Where is it for you, Cliff?
I don't have numbers. I probably should. If I had my numbers, it'd be in the 20s.
Okay. That's fair.
It would probably be I like Iron Man 2 more than this movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
Fair.
I'm not
Everybody
like
has their own opinion.
there are characters I would rank high on this, but the overall what it was to me was not there. I also grade on rewatchability. And I don't think
my rewatch of it.
I don't think I ever have to rewatch this movie again.
Fair. All right, Cliff, that's our list. That's our discussion on Black Widow. We would love to hear what other people's thoughts are on Black Widow. Obviously, this movie came out months ago, but it's now officially free on Disney Plus, so we'd love to hear your thoughts on it. Cliff, where can they find you if they want to talk Black Widow or Eternals next week or What If that just ended or Hawkeye coming up? Where can they talk to you about that stuff?
And you can reach me at CPRobinson81.
And you can find me at CamRamos95 on Twitter. You can find the podcast on Twitter at Stream the Mouse. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at Stream with the Mouse. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and YouTube. Make sure you search Stream with the Mouse. Make sure you like, rate, review, subscribe, whatever the heck the system uses for that to follow us along. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening. We'll be back next week where we're going to preview our top favorite things that we're excited for Disney Plus Day, which is coming up on November 12th. Lots to be excited for there. Thanks so much for joining us. Have a magical day.
Bye, guys.